Do-do-do-do-do. And we're live. And we're live. Katie, I have a new ideology about the show.
Yeah.
Yep. I have a new way to go forward.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I came to this epiphany over the past week due to ignorant fuckheads and cunts who decided to tell me why I do this. Or, more to the point, why I should do this. I see a listener. I would like you to please shut off the live stream. I do this for the love of the art alone, not to broadcast to you. So, with that in mind, let's start the show.
You're about to witness the strength of creep knowledge.
We're back down to zero. Good. No listeners. That's what I want.
Just how we like it.
That's what I'm looking for. And welcome, nobody, to the Fortean Slip. This is episode 221. Damn it. Thousands of cattle die mysteriously. Yes, and I would prefer from now on to broadcast to no one. I would like it if the like page could please, if everyone could just unfollow the like page, if I could bring that number right down to no one. And then I will begin to post daily again for the love of what I do. Because, everyone who puts out something out into the world, who puts out a podcast or a like page or whatever the thing may be, they do it not to reach anyone, just for the love of the art. How fucking self-absorbed can you fucking be to believe that? For one. But no, seriously, I am now an artist. So I guess I'm a self-absorbed prick now. I would like no one to listen to the show, and we're continuing on with zero, which I like. I'm very happy about that. I'd like it to stay right there.
I think at zero, you could even call yourself a starving artist. And
I'd like to be a starving. It's what I've always hoped for. I think every artist that gets out there and puts their work out is like, I hope that I can be homeless and starve for the love of the art. I'm pretty sure that's what they all say. I think they, I hope that I can just, fall down a hole, get hooked on heroin, reach no one, and die. That's, I think, what the flow chart is for artists. What they truly want. According to what the people on, Facebook and other mediums have been saying to me, is I'm going about this all the wrong way, Katie. All the wrong way. I should be instead doing this for only the love. So I am going to make a concerted effort from now on to do this only for the love, not for the listeners. I don't give a fuck about the listeners anymore. I don't want them. I want them to stay away. I would like to ride this bitch right into zero. Fucking ride it right to the fucking end. I want it at zero. Nobody. I want no one. I want a lack of listeners. I want less than zero. I want this podcast to be like the Robert Downey Jr. movie. Just a fucking train wreck. Can we get -1 listeners? If we can get to that, I will be very, very happy. What I see a listener. I don't know what you're doing here listening to this show. I don't understand it. I, I, I don't know how many times I have to explain it. I do this for the love of the art, not for you people. There, we're back down to 0. Good.
Yep,
So
you got
glad
rid of them real quick. Good for you,
fucking back.
Chris.
I am going to do this the whole fucking show. I will not have people listening to this show. It's ridiculous. I don't know why you would even want to listen to a podcast. Why would you want to listen to something that is designed for you to listen to it and or watch it? Why?
Oh, that's just silly.
I think you should avoid it at all costs. I think this show could put you into a relapse. I'm seriously convinced that if you listen to this show, you may need rehab in your life. I can't say that it will definitely happen, but I fear for the people that listen to this show. I haven't seen Dean Cooper in a while. I'm pretty sure the show may have killed him.
Quite possibly.
I don't know. I can't say that with any certainty, but it's a possibility at this point. This show ruins lives, mine included.
I've been on
9
quite the roll here lately too.
For almost 9 years. Yeah, no shit. For almost 9 years now, I have just been destroying my own life with this show.
And mine, apparently.
I've destroyed at least one marriage with this show. At least. I may be working on 2. It's completely possible that I'm working on 2. But at least one was completely ruined by the show. I don't get it. I don't see I don't see the allure of listening to this thing that is just meant to be art that only I should be able to appreciate. Katie, in fact, Katie, I don't even think I want you to listen. Can you somehow mute me and only come in when I need you? I don't know how you're going to manage that.
That sounds like a...
But if you could somehow mute me and not listen to the genius that is coming out of me that only I want to be able to appreciate. Nobody else.
I got it. So you will do a solo live and I will be your moderator that swats people out like flies.
No, I want you to be able to come in. Like just be able to psychically be able to know when to come in.
We're gonna have to practice.
I see 2 listeners of the show. Oh, we're down to 1.
Yep.
I don't know why. It should be at 0. I don't know why anyone would be listening to this show. According to the general consensus in the world, I should do this for no one, just for myself. It's what I strive for. People is just to relay my work to no one. Really, I mean, just I like to go sit in fields with chairs set up, nobody sitting in them, and I speak to them. Just whole monologues, just entire fucking things, just for nobody, because that's what you do. I guess. I don't know. I guess this person doesn't want to leave, Katie. They want to stay. They're hanging on.
I was thinking maybe it was one of our couple of regulars, but
I need a bug zapper for the fucking listeners. That's what I need. Do they make those?
Sounds complicated.
I don't know how to do this anymore. I don't know what a podcast is. I'm very confused now. I've never been this confused in my life. And you know, at one point in my life, I sucked another man's cock. So, I mean, I've never been more confused. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe, Katie, we should do some news.
Yeah.
Maybe. Lance, I don't know if you get the memo. I'm not supposed to broadcast to you. I'm supposed to broadcast to no one. There should be 0 listeners, and I should be happy with that. I am. I'm elated with 0. Fucking 0. And the same thing, Lance, if you are following the like page, please unfollow, and so that I can post memes and things that no one sees. That's my goal at this point. That's what I'm working towards. So, and we're up to 2, Katie. It's a fucking losing battle.
It is.
I cannot win. I want 0. I can't even get 2-0. I can't even fucking I'm working so hard just to get to. And if you saw the numbers, Katie, if you saw how fast we're dropping,
You've been working hard.
it's within reach. The figures are within reach. I've never been more happy in my life to lose listeners. Just it's going downhill in a way I couldn't be happier about. So anyway, with that in mind, our first story of the evening from the dailystar.co.uk. Bigfoot tracks found in snow after something very unhuman attacked the house. A freaked out bloke, I'm going to assume that this happened in jolly old England. We'll find out. Has shared images of possible Bigfoot tracks outside his home after something very unhuman howled and threw rocks at him in the early hours of the morning. A man found some possible Bigfoot tracks after something very unhuman attacked his house by throwing rocks at it. Sharing his story to Facebook page Bigfoot Believers, Ryan Edward explained that he was smoking a cigarette at 2:30 a.m. And I don't think that he's British at this point because he called it a cigarette. When he heard loud noises coming from a house next door, which had recently burned down. He then heard rocks or something landing where he was standing and rushed inside as he was so freaked out. Exiting out of another door to finish his smoke, he then heard a louder thud. Ryan explained, I immediately went upstairs to talk to my fiancée, Christine, to tell her what I had experienced. And she said she just heard the loudest unusually scream or howl. That was that word. She has ever heard in her life. This is when I knew I wasn't crazy and something very unhuman must have just been in the woods throwing things at me. We went out the next day and investigated, and what we saw was unlike anything we've seen in our flower gardens. This includes clear trampling, a boulder that put a dent in the house, and in the woods next door, sticks and logs over the fence and in unusual patterns. Ryan shared images of what he found showing unusually large footprints in the snow, which were positioned much too far apart to have been made by a human. Another picture showed large trees which appeared to have been ripped down. He added, let's just say I've never experienced loud noises in the woods before like that. It was not natural. Ryan also visited the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization website where people can log potential Sasquatch sightings. He found that there had been another Bigfoot report just 5 miles from his home some years ago. And that is pretty much it for the story, I guess. Huh. I will I'll pop up these pictures for you so you can take a look at them. I don't know. I don't know if it looks like a Bigfoot track to me, but you tell me, Katie. You tell me.
It's interesting, I suppose.
It looks like a fucking indentation in the snow. Looks like that's what it looks like. I don't know. Could be. Could not be. I guess the big thing was that they were so far apart too. Like that one in the front there though doesn't look like it's the same.
No, it doesn't necessarily look as deep, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, the whole thing is weird. Anywho, our next story of the evening. For those of you that are listening, I show 4 listeners. I'm going
Whoa.
to reiterate this throughout the show. I'm trying to get to 0. I'm trying to broadcast to no one. Don't know why any of you would want to listen to a medium that is meant to be listened to. I don't understand it. That's like, I don't understand why people buy records, I guess. Or, tapes, CDs, whatever the fuck you want to call them at this point. MP3s. Why? Why would you buy a medium that's meant to be listened to, or choose to turn on a medium that's meant to be listened to? I don't understand it. It makes no sense. The logic is fucking beyond me at this point, according to the general consensus of the public. So I'm just following that. I have a new path in life. 0. That's what I'm going for. Our next story of the evening comes from usnews.com. Dispatch from 1947 offers another look at UFO incident. Roswell, New Mexico. The Roswell incident has been one of the most thoroughly researched and debated mysteries in the history of UFO phenomenon, and among the most enduring. Barring a major revelation between now and July, Roswell will mark the 75th anniversary of the alleged 1947 UFO crash, with the debate over what occurred here far from settled. Need a drink. That hasn't been for a lack of digging. For decades now, journalists, authors, documentary film crews, and others fascinated by the incident have unearthed and publicized countless bits of information and artifacts of that time. Along the way, they've brought attention to many pieces of Roswell history, such as the July 1947 front pages of the Roswell Daily Record that recorded initial reports of the incident, along with a follow-up version of events presented by the military that some now view as one of history's greatest cover-ups. The intensity of focus placed on the Roswell incident for 3/4 of a century has led some to post that most contemporaneous records have already been scrutinized. But one piece of local history recently uncovered provides an interesting companion to those iconic 1947 headlines the public has become familiar with, while adding yet more pages to a still growing historical record. The Roswell Morning Dispatch, a long-defunct sister newspaper of the Roswell Daily Record, was published in the mornings from 1928 to 1950. The Dispatch covered the news of the day, and as such, it carried accounts in July 1947 of the unfolding events related to the alleged recovery of a crashed flying disc outside Roswell, along with the military's explanations for what had occurred. Its historical headlines were discovered among archived editions of the newspaper the Daily Record reported. Of interest to UFO research enthusiasts, the July 9th, 1947 headline in the Morning Dispatch read, "Army debunks Roswell flying disc as world simmers with excitement," followed by a subhead bearing a familiar assertion that would help fuel future accusations of a cover-up. Officers say disc is a weather balloon. A sidebar describes then-Sheriff George Wilcox fielding calls from media around the world as journalists sought information on what would come to be known as the Roswell incident. Nick Pope, who investigated UFOs for the UK Ministry of Defense, said discovery of the old headlines holds significance for researchers and others interested in the phenomenon. "It's a fascinating piece of history that time had forgotten," Pope said. "It just shows that 75 years after the Roswell incident, there are still discoveries to be made in the archives." He added, "Any historian will tell you that going back to the original sources is priceless when it comes to getting an insight into what happened and how those people involved were reacting and perceiving things, and what the feeling was in the local community. This is just an amazing glimpse into Roswell in 1947, which was ground zero for this mystery that still endures to this day." Barbara Beck, publisher of the Roswell Daily Record, said that bringing a new resource to light for researchers is something the paper's staff is excited about. "It has taken over 70 years for the Roswell Morning Dispatch, with its unique articles and headlines, to be discovered while looking through our newspaper's archives," she said. "The Dispatch was originally owned by my family, and it's very exciting that we now have a primary resource to further understand the history of New Mexico and its undiscovered stories." And this goes on for a little more. I just thought it was interesting that they found something, because I know that the paper that they hold up most of the time is that the one that everybody knows about.
Right.
Well, let's take a look at this real quick. Still got 4 listeners, huh? I guess they just don't fucking get it.
I
They
guess
just don't
not.
That 0 is what I'm looking for. Close that out. Yeah, that's the old Roswell Dispatch. Roswell Morning Dispatch or just the Roswell Dispatch? Let's say it's the Roswell Dispatch, the morning edition, probably. I'm gonna guess. Remember when they had the morning and the evening edition of the paper?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. All right. Anyhow. Wow.
Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
That one snuck up on me.
I guess the fuck. All right. From our next story of the evening from Indy100.com, mysterious chupacabra creature reportedly on the loose in Texas. A mysterious chupacabra-like creature is reportedly on the loose in Texas. According to a report from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, a woman from Grapevine named Kim Cooley first noticed an animal that looked similar to a wolf or dog from her kitchen window last Monday evening as it walked across her backyard. The very next day, she found the animal right in the middle of her backyard and called out for her husband, Steve Cooley. He went out and shooed the animal away, but it kept returning. With binoculars, Steve saw an animal who was emaciated and hairless with wrinkly gray skin, long pointy ears, and bright blue eyes. Despite seeing many animals in his backyard, none looked like this, and he explained to the outlet that they couldn't tell what it was. It's an animal with mange, more than likely.
Yep.
Then I was out working in the yard mowing the grass, and it was coming out of the woods and sitting there watching me, which is not normal coyote behavior, Steve told the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. The Coolies have a massive backyard that connects to undeveloped Corps of Engineers property, with a small creek running through that feeds into Grapevine Lake. This makes it home to many forms of wildlife. We see lots of random animals walking along the edges of the woods, passing through our backyard, so it's not unusual to see deer or coyotes or bobcats, Steve said. However, he noted that it didn't look like a coyote because it was skinnier with a more pointed nose, oversized ears that stood out to the side, and a long, slender, droopy tail. Steve also said that the coyote, who wasn't aggressive, stuck around the place for about 5 days, which is rare for most coyotes who would run into the woods if they heard or saw someone coming. And this goes on and on and on. It was probably a fucking dog with mange, is my guess.
I feel like there's been a lot of chupacabra stories lately.
Oh, yeah. Is that thing
Must
that...
be mange season.
Yeah. And there's that one there at the zoo. We went over that picture, I think, last week.
I don't know. That didn't even look
right. That just looked fucking stupid. But people were claiming, chupacabra shit, all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah, but that one that they had all like in quarantine and then it escaped again, and
oh yeah, that was definitely a fucking
they did a DNA test, and it was a coyote.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious. Was what that was.
And it got out.
That's fine. That one cracked me up.
It did me too.
Our next story of the evening from news.mit.edu. Taking the guesswork out of dental care with artificial intelligence. MIT alumni-founded Overjet analyzes and annotates dental x-rays to help dentists offer more comprehensive care. When you picture a hospital radiologist, you might think of a specialist who sits in a dark room and spends hours poring over x-rays to make diagnoses. Contrast that with your dentist, who in addition to interpreting x-rays must also perform surgery, manage staff, communicate with patients, and run their business. When dentists analyze x-rays, they do so in bright rooms and on computers that aren't specialized for radiology, often with the patient sitting right next to them. Is it any wonder, then, that dentists, given the same x-ray, might propose different treatments? Dentists are doing a great job given all the things they have to deal with, says Warda Inam SM13, PhD 16. Oof, that was a rough one. Inam is the co-founder of Overjet, a company using artificial intelligence to analyze and annotate x-rays for dentists and insurance providers. Overjet seeks to take the subjectivity out of x-ray interpretations to improve patient care. It's about moving toward more precision medicine where we have the right treatments at the right time, says Inam, who co-founded the company with Alexander Jilek. That's where technology can help. Once we quantify the disease, we can make it very easy to recommend the right treatment. Overjet has been cleared by the Food and Drug Administration to detect and outline cavities and to quantify bone levels to aid in the diagnosis of periodontal disease, a common but preventable gum infection that causes the jawbone and other tissues supporting the teeth to deteriorate. In addition to helping dentists detect and to treat diseases, Overjet software is also designed to help dentists show patients the problem they're seeing and explain why they're recommending certain treatments. The company has already analyzed tens of millions of x-rays, is used by dental practices nationwide, and is currently working with insurance companies that represent more than 75 million patients in the U.S. Enam is hoping the data Overjet is analyzing can be used to further streamline operations while improving care for patients. Our mission at Overjet is to improve oral health by creating a future that is clinically precise, efficient, and patient-centric, says Enam. It has been a whirlwind journey for Enam, who knew nothing about the dental industry until a bad experience piqued her interest in 2018. And this goes on to tell about her and all that other bullshit. But it's interesting that they're using artificial intelligence for that.
Yeah, it's very interesting, exciting.
Because it is true. I mean, dentists do kind of, I mean, I'm not trying to make them out to be Superman or anything, but they do kind of do it all.
Yeah.
You know, in that sense, I didn't think of it in that way, I guess, when looking at them as a doctor, I guess. That's pretty fucking interesting. And our title story of the evening from Reuters.com. Fact check: death of Kansas cattle in June 2022 caused by extreme temperatures, officials in industry say. I call bullshit. Contrary to posts online, there is no evidence that billionaire Bill Gates is involved in the death of at least 2,000 cattle. I'm not saying that fucking Bill Gates had anything to do with it. I'm just saying I think that saying that the heat is a little fucking weird. It's fucking weird. Have you seen this video?
No, I have
You
not.
haven't seen this? Oh, fuck.
Mm-mm.
We're definitely watching this. Hold on. This is gonna blow your mind.
I say I don't think I want to watch it.
It's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind, Kate. You ready for this shit?
Oh,
Look at this shit.
no. Oh no, I don't want to watch it.
Oh shit. It took me to Twitter. Wait a minute. Yeah, you gotta watch this. This is fucking great. Let me stop sharing this one. Stop sharing that one. It went to Twitter, so I have to share that one. Let's do this shit. Check this shit. Is that not nuts?
Why are they in such neat little rows?
Now, I don't know if they've already been rounded up.
They must have been pulled them out of
Because
wherever they
I
were.
think if you look, I think at the end of the video, there's like a forklift or something.
Oh God,
But-
that's so sad.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're just a little over halfway through the video. Yeah, there's a forklift. Look at that shit. I'm not even going to read the story.
That's so crazy.
That's a lot of fucking cattle.
And it's all just like wasted, senseless death.
An estimated 10,000 heads of fat cattle dead. That's fucking nuts. That is just so nuts. I saw that. I saw that one. And I was like, wow. Holy shit. That's fucking nuts. Some crazy shit happening right there. And you were talking about another instance. Did you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have all the deets, but I do know somebody that works for a huge meat corporation, and the same thing happened to pigs inside a building when the power went out, and all of their fail safes failed.
That's fucking weird. This was outside. Like this is just like
the pigs were at least inside, but it's still the whole thing is super sketchy. So
yeah, this one was really. I mean, I saw this. I happened to see it. I was watching Anthony Cumia, and he was watching it, checking it out, and he was like, "That doesn't seem like fucking the heat." I mean, I guess it could be, but
I mean, there has been some record-breaking heat for June across the Midwest this year. But I don't know.
That's a lot of cattle. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of fucking cattle dead. That's all I know. It's all I fucking know. Because they were going with my mantra. The farmers wanted 0 cattle. That's what they're going for. This is what I think everyone should go for. If you're a painter and you paint houses, I think you should go for 0 houses painted. If you can do that shit, Katie, if you can do that shit and make a living, you're
Something.
fucking genius. You're a goddamn genius. You're a goddamn genius. Because I tell you what, I have done nothing but hemorrhage money out for this fucking show. For the record, I did shut off the StreamYard service. I'm not paying for it anymore. You can still see the background image this week. You will not be able to next week. If, in fact, we get on and do a show next week. We'll see. I'm not even going to lie to you folks. Not even going to fucking lie. I am at fucking wit's end with people with this doing this fucking thing. I got into an argument with a woman about how, and that's why I started the show the way that I did, about how I should just do this for the love of it. And that should be enough. And to a certain degree, the fucking cunt is right. However, no one who is not mentally fucking ill, sorry to those of you that are, who goes out to create something for no one to see and or hear it. I don't know of a single soul that does that creates shit for no one to see.
Especially something like a podcast.
Right, which is meant to be interactive. I don't understand it. I don't understand why this is like a thing that people think they need to say to me. Like, do people not get that I worked really hard? Whatever you may think about it, religiously every day, making sure that those posts are up and going through and checking everything and taking care of everything and then doing this fucking show and all the other bullshit that I did. It fucking wears on you after a while when the things that you're doing them through just constantly fuck you. YouTube, Facebook, whatever the fucking case may be. Luckily, I can still broadcast on YouTube right now. We'll see how long that fucking lasts. But it is absolutely fucking ridiculous the way my numbers have fucking dropped and the way they've cut my balls off to do this thing. So I'm just whatever. Ride it to fucking 0. And I'm pretty much already there. And I really don't give a shit anymore. That's where I'm at. Because these systems that are in place at this point are designed to fuck me so bad that it has made it not fun. And I've said for a long time that when it's not fun, I'm tapping the fuck out. I'm tapping right the fuck out. And I loved doing this. It's been almost 9 years. It'll be 9 years, 2 months. 9 years I've been doing this fucking show. Had 1 6-month hiatus in 9 years. And it has just gone nowhere. Not to mention, it's just never found an audience. Like it seems to find an audience and then drops back down. There is like very few diehard regulars that listen to this show. Very fucking few. Yeah, and you're one of them, Swamp Girl. Like that, you are one of the very fucking few that listen to the fucking show. You know, like I said, I don't know. I think I might have killed Dean. He might be dead. It might be due to this show. It may kill people. This show may be like The Ring. I don't know. Like I said, I just fucking ruined some things for me. I can tell you that. I can tell you shit I said on this show definitely led to the ruin of my second marriage. I remember the instance exactly like it was yesterday. And I probably, if I'm being honest, I probably knew when I was saying it that it was going to be really fucking bad. And I just didn't give a shit anymore. But yeah, I don't know how to explain it to people so that they understand. I would love to be able to, with sanity, get on here every week and do this for eternity till I fucking croak, drop dead, whatever. But it's just not. I don't know. It needs something. You know, I besides weed, I'm sober, so you know maybe I need to pick up drugs again. maybe that'll bring some excitement back. No, I'm just fucking kidding.
It could make things interesting, but
it's not going to happen.
No.
I mean, mushrooms maybe, but I mean that'd be a lot. I think mushrooms are like a very rare experience to enjoy, not like every week for an hour on a podcast. Actually,
yeah, it's not very realistic.
For more than an hour when you take them. So, I mean, shit. I have considered that a few times at this point, like doing a show on mushrooms. I've thought about it. I don't know how well it'd go over. Because I keep trying to like remember my brain on mushrooms.
Right.
Am I just like, yeah, would I be able to fucking manage it? I don't know.
I definitely would not.
I don't know.
I go out of order. That would not be good.
I don't know. I don't know where we're going at this point. And Katie's well aware of it. Katie and I have been in constant contact about this whole thing. I don't know. I'm pissed at the fucking like page. I can tell you that. It's shitty. I've done very little with that fucking thing in the past week. I've posted like maybe a picture a day. That's it. And I watch as they get like no interaction because the fucking page has no distribution whatsoever. It's depressing. To be completely honest with all of you, it's fucking depressing. It's like building 100-story fucking skyscraper and watching them take 50 stories off the bottom. And going, there, here's what you get. All that fine work that you did, we took that. We took that away from you. It's just... So there's my other... And I don't know when these rants will stop. Sorry. Every week it seems to be something else. Poor Katie, she fucking can't stop having horrible shit happen to her. Fucking kids. I swear to God, if a fucking... Do you have a sister?
I don't.
You're lucky, because if you did, I think a house might fucking land on her at this point. Like, fucking Christ. What is going on with you? I think you should just take up residence in a fucking castle with some monkeys and fucking take over the world, Katie. Because it's all coming to a bleak end for you.
I know. I keep thinking it's got to stop, and then like crazy shit keeps happening. So it's just been one of those years for me, I guess. I don't
I
know.
guess the fuck so. You fucking every time I turn around, you're texting me with fucking something new that's fucking happened to you. I'm like, holy
I don't know.
shit.
My life is just like dismantling right in front of me.
Yeah, don't I know that? And listen, I'm not trying to say I know what you're going through right now because I don't. But I've been in those types of situations.
Right. Oh, yeah. Everybody goes through shit.
Yeah.
So I know my situation isn't unique. It's just what it
No,
is.
it is. No, that's not true. Your situation is unique to you.
Yeah.
Like your experience is unique. The situation itself is what's not unique. It's your experience with it, like
Yeah.
how you're perceiving it and how you're living through it. And so I definitely think that the experience that people have in those situations are unique. The situations themselves aren't unique. They happen
Right.
to all kinds of people.
Yeah.
It just depends on how you deal with it. You know, some people break down, some people rise up, some people fucking, you know, muddy along through the fucking with the rest of the fucking plebes.
Right.
So
Well, I've been fighting the good fight and trying to do what I got to do to make things okay, but I haven't been perfect, and I've definitely had some meltdowns and some real
fuck yeah.
tough moments, but
And fuck, you should have. Like sometimes you gotta let it out. Sometimes
oh,
you
yeah.
gotta, you gotta. Like if you keep that shit inside, it'll fucking destroy you.
Yeah, but the
So
best time to let it out isn't always drunk in your driveway in your bikini holding a glass of wine for all your neighbors to see.
fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Because I did that.
Well, that's what I say. I say fucking rock out with your cock out. Well, not in your case, but in mine. I'm a belligerent asshole, so
Well, I'm
I
not. That
say
was pretty out of character for me, but
I can imagine. Because talking to you regularly, I would know or assume that I would know that is a regular. like
yeah,
like just
yeah, and
joking
it's not.
around doing something foolish, I could see you doing it that way.
Well, I
Like
mean, I do live at the lake, so me just being around in my bikini isn't that weird, but
right.
this was also day 3 of not having any power, and all the neighbors were out because they were working on the power lines, and we were all just anxiously waiting for them to fix the power lines.
And get it all back up so that you guys could enjoy like the modern civilization as it is.
Right. So that I could get out of my wet bikini and into some, like, air conditioning, you know?
Right. Fucking hell. Anyhow, on that note, we're gonna wrap it up a little early tonight because I want to go relax, so I'm gonna. This has been the Fortean Slip, episode 221. Thousands of cattle die mysteriously, and we ride this fucking thing to zero. I like I said, like I've been saying the whole show. I don't know what to tell you. I'd like to tell you that this is all going to have a happy ending. Those of you that enjoy this, those of you that like it and listen every week, I'd really like to tell you that it has a happy ending. I don't know that it does anymore. It's every time I go to log in, it's something new. And it doesn't make me all warm and fuzzy. So, but I, for the near future, I guess I will be. I guess we'll try to do a show next week.
I'm down to
See,
keep chugging along.
we'll see what happens. Barring like nothing coming up during this week, but it's not. I just want everybody to understand that it's not looking good at this point. I am embracing tanking the fucking show, to be honest with you. Like just fuck it. Because it's easier to deal with in my brain than fighting to keep it alive. So, on that note, have a good week, everybody. See ya!